Hi, everyone. We are so excited today to introduce to you Justin Knupp, who will be joining us as a first-time NINC speaker, but frequent previous attendee in 2025. Thank you for being with us today, Justin. The NINC conference team is so excited that you're going to be speaking this September, and we're ready to share that excitement with the rest of our attendees. So, would you tell us a little bit about yourself and about how you're involved with publishing and how you're going to help us be better at it?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the time today, and thanks for having me. Really looking forward to attending this year as something other than moral support for my author wife who attends. So I'm looking forward to actually participating in the conference and being part of it this year instead of just an outsider looking in. My involvement in publishing started pretty clearly through my wife. It actually started years before that. My undergraduate degree is in journalism, so I've been involved in the publishing world from the beginning. I literally grew up in a newspaper office. My parents owned the newspaper in the small town that I grew up in. So publishing journalism has been in my blood for years. My mother, after they sold the newspaper, was a freelance author of some fiction stuff, mostly historical fiction for some magazines, some newspapers. So the joke is it's in my blood, but really got thrown into the deep end when Amy, my wife, sold her first books to Harlequin back in the very early 2000s. And the joke was I've been in technology pretty much all my life, and when she sold her first book to Harlequin, very soon after that, I found a little note on my honey-do list, which was make Amy an author website. And so it was kind of a nice marriage of the technology and stuff. And from there, it kind of took a path of, some friends of hers needed websites, did that for them. And for years, had a business on the side that became a full-time business of doing technology and websites for authors that I eventually sold. But um, through that course, really got involved in the publishing industry, understanding some of the technology side of it, and kind of took a break from that for a while. But then several years ago, as direct sales was becoming more of a thing, I'm going to pull out the air quotes for the first time here. Um, it was right before, I believe it was NINC 2022, another honey-do list item showed up, and that was build Amy a Shopify store. And so at NINC 2022, I built Amy's Shopify store, and that was the first one that I did. I did it on the beach at Salty's with my laptop. I actually found a spot at Salty's where I had pretty good Wi-Fi, so I was able to sit there on my laptop. But built that there, and strangely enough, found the same kind of thing happening. Another friend of Amy's who had one but was struggling with the management said, can you take a look at it, take it over, fix some things that weren't done right the first time? And then another friend, and then another friend. And after about a year of doing that, it became a real thing, and started Iconic Elements. We're kind of focused on the idea of tech consulting for direct sales, authors, small businesses, artists, creators, that sort of thing. And after about a year of doing it on my own, the business had grown enough that my son Colton joined, and it's the two of us now doing this. It's a fun thing for the two of us to do. But so what are we talking about at NINC? So one of the things that we've kind of discovered in working with the several dozen clients that we have at this point in time is they all kind of hit a point in their direct stores where they've got their stores going, they're running ads, they're either following, most of them Cameron Snow or Steve Piper, who both very good, know what they're talking about, and they're getting traffic and they're doing well, but they hit a well, what's next point? What do we do next to continue to build revenue? And that's something that we've kind of been focusing on with a lot of our clients for some time now, is that what's next piece. And it's the upsells. It's not the gigantic bang for your buck that you get when you first start running ads, but over time it counts up and it really matters. It's that idea of grabbing hold of live customers. As everybody in direct sales know, getting that customer to make that commitment that first time to buy from an author directly, it's a hurdle. And then once you get them over that, you want to hang on to them. And so that's where the upsells, the cross sells, the frequently bought togethers, the card add-ons, the product add-ons all come in. And from working with a lot of very successful authors and kind of using them as our guinea pigs, we've kind of seen some strategies that work in terms of how you pick your upsells, where you start, what products you start with, how you align them, how you group them together. So that's what we're going to be talking about.
And we're excited that you preempted my next question, so I'll just say that the title of your workshop is 5 Ways to Increase Direct Sales Revenue, which you've just told us that's what we're going to be talking about. And I'm
Yeah.
as someone on the cusp of it, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for your presentation. Now, as we mentioned,
Hmm.
and you've already kind of alluded to this, I kind of feel like Amy's store must have been especially blessed or endowed with some kind of Salty's magic, because if it was created at Salty's, I mean, that's whew, that's some special stuff. But you are a first-time named speaker, but you have attended in the past, as you said. What is your favorite part of the conference?
You know, honestly, it's the conversations that happen around Salties or around, the tables at the Saturday night, beach blowout dinner. It's the conversations over lunch at the Flying Bridge, or I guess now it's the Flying Bridge fish deck. So it's those kind of things where you get to sit down and have real conversations about people, and you share what's working, what's not working, how you're doing things, and hopefully you pick up little tidbits of things. I don't think there's been a single NINC conference where, Amy hasn't come away from it just super energized with a list of things. It's like, oh, I got to do this, this, and this. And even as, my my attendance, while not necessarily full participation, I've always come away from those conversations listening to other people. What are they doing with their stores? What are they doing with tech? What's working? What's not working? What are they struggling with? And a lot of times the really valuable things for me is the what is everybody struggling with, because that's what gets my brain going. So
Right. Right.
those are the things that are great about NINC. It's the conversations, it's the people, the workshops, great. The conference itself is amazing, but man, the people are that you meet and that you talk to and forming friendships. I mean, there's some people that I've known for the last 3, 4, 5 years just from like meeting them and having drinks at Salty's and getting to talk to them. Within the past year, they've become clients of ours now. And I'm getting really excited about seeing them now with that different relationship, or just seeing some of the people that I remember again.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny that to a person, everybody who we speak to says, it's those conversations we have, it's those conversations in the hallway
Hmm.
or sitting in the colonnade.
Yep.
We have to have the workshops in order to have an excuse to be there, right? But
Right.
but it is true, and I think that they are often like starting points for conversations. Like, hey,
Exactly.
were you in so and so's workshop? So that's great. So
Yeah.
but it is a good excuse. So now that everybody's excited about what you're going to talk about, if they want to look you up and
Hmm.
find out a little bit more about you, maybe talk to you about starting a Shopify store, how can they get in touch with you? What's the best way to find you?
The best way is our website. It's www.iconicelementsllc.com. You can check us out there. You can ping us with the contact form there. New stores, taking over stores. We find a lot of times that people will have spun something up and they'll have either done it themselves and they've decided it's more work than they want, or they've had it done somewhere else and there may be issues. So just taking over the store or anything else, we're happy to have a discussion about just about anything. There are authors that we just do some advising on organizational technology, like how to optimize your file storage and stuff like that. We kind of run the gambit of tech consulting, because my experience in technology, I've been in this business for over 30 years now. So, the joke is I've probably seen it or done it many, many times. And if I haven't, I've at least heard about it. So, And Colton being the borderline millennial that he is, he adapts to technology so quickly. I'm like jealous of how quickly he adapts to things.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I can see you and I will need to have a talk about tech organization because that's one of my favorite things. Like
Oh, awesome.
Tadra has to ooh and ah over my spreadsheets and things all the time.
Oh, I love a good spreadsheet. I really do. It's
See?
it's a
See?
sickness. People joke with
So
me, but I love a good
this is
spreadsheet.
this is the conversation you and I will have at the Tiki
Awesome.
Bar.
Awesome.
Um, as long as it's earlier in the evening, like everybody knows at this point, like you don't see Mel after 8 p.m. Why is that? Because she went to bed. She's tired.
I
Okay.
bet.
I know our attendees are going to get so much value out of meeting you in Colton, out of attending your
Also.
workshop, out of the conversations. As we talked to the team about what sort of programming we wanted to offer this year, we've
Mhm,
had several years in a row where we've had some direct sales workshops that were more, convincing the author
mhm,
as to why they want to have a direct sales store and like crossing those first hurdles. So I really feel like this is the most logical next step. Now you've got the audience, now they're on your store, now you're
mhm.
training your readers to buy from you. What do you need to do next to increase the value of every single person who comes through your store? So it's going to be amazing and we're so excited.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. Even if people don't have a story yet, I think they'll still find value in the workshop just to understand, what is next? What is kind of a natural progression of starting out, getting the store built, getting that solid foundation, and then you start on the ads to really build up the revenue stream. But then, like you said, once you've got them, take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Make sure you're doing everything you can to make sure that that average order value, which is kind of a key metric that we'll talk about, stays stable, stays steady, and creeps up over time. That's really, really what you want. And that's one of the key metrics that we use is how's your average order value doing?
Mm.
Yeah. And even just walking away with a better understanding of some of those basic business principles is that, it's easier to sell to your audience that already knows and trusts you as opposed to constantly bringing in cold leads. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be amazing. We can't wait to have you and Colton and the whole family and Amy at the beach. Um,
Wait.
is she allowed to come?
Oh, she's definitely allowed to come. She'll be there. Yep. It's
Yeah.
it's it's first and foremost, yeah, it's
It's
that.
NINC is
Yep.
NINC is often a family affair, and I haven't actually mentioned this in any of our other promo videos that we've been recording, but I mean, Tadra and I both have periods of time where we bring our families to the beach. Many of our attendees will come early or stay late and have their
Mhm.
families come and fit in a little vacation as well. And the nice thing is our group rate for the hotel is very, very good. It's a very good discount. And it's over like a 10-day span, and the
Yeah.
conference only takes four days. So you can really sneak in. I do a really good sneak in of a full week vacation before we even get started. So
Yeah, you
um,
can. It's great for that. That's pre-COVID. We actually did that. The very first NINC that Amy ever attended, we made it a family thing. And then afterwards, she did the conference, had a great time. But then afterwards, we, stayed for a day or two and then did the Disney thing for a while.
see,
So
we're
yeah,
just we're sucking people into our web. That's our
exactly.
plan. And
Exactly.
And so this in case anybody who's watching doesn't realize this conference that we're talking about, Novelist Inc. It's September 17th through 2025. It's in St. Pete Beach, Florida. We're at the Trade Winds. That's this resort we keep talking about with all these, with the tiki bar and the flying bridge and all these. We didn't talk about the slide, but there's a big slide on the beach. It's a beautiful resort. If you want to attend as an author, you do need to be a NINC member. So it's too late to apply for membership and attend in 2025, but it's a good time to get a jump on 2026. If you go to ninc.com, NINC.com, you can see what it takes to apply to join the premier organization for professional novelists. There are some requirements that you have to meet to become a NINC member, but that's part of what makes the organization and the conference itself special, is we can have these high-level conversations. So last and least important, Todra and I save our intro for the last. My name is Mel Jolly. My friend here is Todra Candle, and we are the directors of the NINC conference. And we hope to see you there. Justin, we cannot wait to see you. Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me. Great to chat with you both and look forward to seeing you both down there.
Sounds
Great.
good. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, everybody.